Hey Ma, I talked a lot about you in therapy this week, which resulted in my therapist suggesting I write a letter to you. Say everything I've always wanted to, and now never can. I used to think this practice was quite silly. It felt almost childish. Kind of like writing a letter to a Santa that never existed, but with a much darker twist. But after months of writing to my dead fiance, I understand why therapists recommend this. There's something nice about saying things out loud or writing them down. A sort of validation happens when you do so. So here I am, sitting at one of my favorite spots, rehashing a past I often try to forget. All in the name of healing. You're a topic that I tend to completely avoid, something I skip over rather quickly when asked or don't comment on at all. There are a few occasions where I've shared more details, but only with people I love and can trust with information that feels so damaging. When did our story become so heartbreaking? It saddens me that all of our memories are tainted by the darkness you allowed into our home, a darkness I so often saw in you. When my therapist asked me to recall a happy memory that involved you, it was difficult. I felt defeated and shrugged it off, saying that there were none. He didn't accept that as an answer, so I dug around in this mixed up brain of mine a little longer and stumbled across one. I must only been about 5. We were camping. There are only brief moments that I remember, but the one that sticks out the most is your smile. I was sitting in your lap, wrapped in the love you still had to offer, when Yoon came running to us with a fish in his net. It flopped around violently, tossing water on the both of us as he proudly held it up. I complained, you laughed, and Yoon's pride was validated in your comments of a job well done. Instead of the darkness I remember, your beautiful honey eyes were kind that day. What happened to that kindness, Ma? Did I miss whatever took it away? There's got to be a reason, right? It's hard to believe that someone would choose to be as hateful as you became, not without being provoked or pushed in that direction. So what caused you to go from the loving mother you were in that memory to the monster that's haunted me every day since? Maybe it's easier for me to accept that you were never really that ugly, that something awful happened to cause you to be like that. Because then I could empathize with your situation, have something else to blame it on, and find understanding in your actions. Maybe then I could forgive you for all of the hurt you caused. I don't know what your big bad wolf was, but I'd like to think that when it blew down your house of straw, you built a fortress that could never be destroyed again. But when doing so, you accidentally locked me out instead of allowing me to find safety within. I can relate to that. I've built a fortress of my own. Because, Ma, you were my big bad wolf. But after years of people fighting their way in and reminding me of what it feels like to be loved, I've decided to let the drawbridge down. I don't want their memories of me to be filled with the darkness that dwells within these lonely walls. Instead, I choose love. I only wish you'd live long enough to do the same. I'm sorry I wasn't strong enough to break down your walls. I love you, Ma.